20 minutes to 9. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're focusing on, a developmental matter of sorts. Well, Bunmi Otegbade joins us now. He's the spokesperson for Gen Voices. Good morning and thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Well, first and foremost, lots of people will ask the same thing. What is Gen Voices? What is it about?
So Gen Voices is a movement of young people who have decided that it's time to stop complaining and take action. In Nigeria, we have many very strong young people who have small impact points. You know, they have created impact in their communities or, in their states, wherever they are. What we aim to do is to coalesce all that effort into one large, impactful voice, and not just a voice, but creating real impact. That's what Gen Voice is, a movement.
It's almost like bringing everyone together because Nigerians, young people in the country, they've always been active. So you said this time is to bring everyone together. There must be a mission then.
Well, that's it. It's for positive social, economic, political change in Nigeria. I think that's our primary focus. So far, there have been all sorts of vituperations online. People online and offline. Nigerians complain a lot. Nigerians fight. Nigerians do all sorts of things, or are sometimes just completely apathetic. What we are trying to do is to gather all that negative, neutral, positive energy, combine it all into positive energy that will raise a generation of leaders that will change Nigeria.
For the apathetic ones, let's start with that one. How will Gen Voices change them from that position?
So I think that's really the hardest group. Our plan, really, I think, for every Nigerian, there is somewhere where the shoe hurts. For me personally, electricity, and I'm sure that's times 170 million people. That's one place we can start. For everyone, it's basic justice, civil liberties. We can start from there. And for people who, even though people are apathetic on a national scale, there's something that affects them, there's something that hurts them. And that's where we want to start from. And for each person, they have, thank God for technology. Now everyone can put their opinions out there, and they can put their voice out there about what hurts them. And you take that voice, you get them to change the way they view the problem, and think about providing solutions to those problems, and then support them to actually create solutions to those problems.
That credibility matters in every group coming together, because over time, once we talked about civil societies, and after a moment we just realized that some civil societies were actually the puppet of some puppet masters somewhere. So let's look towards Gen Voices. Who's behind Gen Voices?
I love that question because we get it all the time. Gen Voices is simply the Nigerian youth. Who's behind it are just young Nigerians who have decided that it can't be next year. It can't be sometime in the future. It can't be anyone else but us. One of the critical questions that we ask ourselves, if not now, when? If not us, who? We believe that we are well equipped to create change. And so in every sense of the word, funding, ideation, driving, it's purely youth. Young people from different organizations who have made a mark.
I'm really interested in the funding aspect.
Yeah,
I was going to ask the same question. Yeah. So how do you get resources together to make this great movement?
So the core of Gen Voices are people who are very well established in business. Young people who are very well established in business, in government in some cases,
Give us an age bracket when we talk about young people.
Yeah,
between
18 to 40.
18 to 40.
Yes.
So this is a non-profit organization?
It's a non-profit. It's set up as a non-profit organization.
Non-governmental too?
Yes.
When gathering youth together, before you came, we were having a discussion about politics and all that, but gathering youth together, you find challenges arising, challenges of ideologies, preferences. So how do you hope to get that to come together?
All together, okay. So I'll finish by answering, I'll start by answering his initial question about funding. The funds for this have come from my pocket and the pocket of every single other young person on the team. It's also come from Nigerians who have just bought into the idea and bought into the vision. And like I said, there's somewhere where it hurts every one of us. And we're using that to coalesce all young people. This is not the US, where the discussion is a bit more technical about how do you run economics the best way to ensure that it's evenly distributed. This is not where in Nigeria we are basic. We are just looking for light, education, water, roads. That's very basic stuff, and that is one thing. And those basic things are things that every Nigerian youth desires. And for us, we believe that. This is not an indictment on anyone in leadership right now, but the truth is, the people who are setting the agenda for 2050 will not be here in 2050. We who will be here in 2050 need to be part of that process, regardless. The ones that are coming after us need to be part of that process, so that the maturity that's required to craft the right policies, to execute properly, we can all build it as we go along the way. And that's how we are trying to bring all Nigerians together. Yes, there will be differences in ideology. We are actually okay with that. If you see our logo, it actually kind of spells that out. Small size voices, larger voices, different colors, all sorts of things. It's whatever it is, let's have a basic agenda that ties us all together. And on our event that's happening tomorrow, I'm sure we'll talk a bit more about that. We will unveil what we've called the Gen Voices Charter. It will be a simple document that describes what the youth want. We have done quite a bit of national dialogue, talking to youth from all the 6 geopolitical zones and trying to collect information on their views across a wide variety of topics, particularly as they affect Nigeria. We'll try to put it into that charter. We will develop it some more, we will refine it some more, until we as youth agree that this is what we want, this is who we believe the Nigerian leader should be.
Yeah, there are some politicians who prey on youths, because they've got that young energy. The energy of young people, they could channel it for their purpose, however they think best for them. What is Gen Voices' approach to that in terms of, say, funding? Does Gen Voices plan to accept any funding that comes from external sources, external meaning other than those who are currently funding it in the future?
So, again, this type of work requires huge funding to push it, and we understand and we accept that. However, our sole mission, the only reason we exist, is for the youth of Nigeria. The Nigerian youth is more than 70 million of the entire population. We have to represent that interest. Now, will there be attempts to, for us, we are independent and non-partisan. That's our mission. However, if we have leaders, if we have youth within us who exhibit our values and we actually encourage people to be card-carrying members of whatever political party they want to be.
Okay, because that already answers Shoaib's question here. Okay. How do I join this group, and does being part of this group prevent me from joining any political party in Nigeria?
Not. Absolutely not. Look at it this way. We want to build the Nigerian leader in every Nigerian. youth, so that whether he goes to APC, ACN, PDP, JJJ, whatever party, he has the right skill set, the right discipline, the right vision to execute the Nigerian dream, no matter what platform he finds himself on.
Okay, before you talk further on what the event tomorrow holds, Nubi Peter says, I love Gen Voices. I'm just worried about coordination. I have joined them anyway.
That's great.
He says he's worried about coordination.
Coordination.
Yeah.
But I'm not clear on what exactly.
Perhaps maybe let me break it down. I think I have an idea. We've seen Crisis dogged so many other youth-based organizations. Even the Nigeria Youth Forum Council has been enmeshed in controversial leadership issues. So I'm sure he's also thinking that this may also get his hands in such trouble.
Well, I mean, for any organization that's starting out, right, there are always issues. I don't think any organization is built with angels and perfect people who can do everything right. But in our case, we've got a core team that's very aligned to the mission, and we've got partners that we continue to work with. So I don't know what he means by coordination, but everything we've done for the last year and a half has been very well coordinated.
Well, I've seen you. It got me thinking. I've seen your advert, your promo, beautiful. But thinking of age bracket 18 to 40, I didn't quite see some 40s or between 18 and 40s give their voices on that particular commercial promo on television. Most were actually above 40s.
Have you gone online?
So no, we're talking about what we've seen on television, so I haven't gone online. So I'm thinking that at least we have fantastic achievers between the age bracket that should have been put on that.
Closer to the 40-year-old mark? Yeah, I mean, we have all sorts of people who have lent their voices to this thing. TV is
because unconsciously, because we know some of them. We have a bow, so of some of those people, some of them are actually above 40, so it looks like also neglecting the bracket of 18 to 40.
Oh, you're saying that the videos are of people above 40?
Beautiful.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I think that is for credibility for the most part, but if you go online, we have got every type of person you can imagine. We've got some teenagers on there as well, who have put their voices, added it to the collective, and that's what we'll keep doing.
Okay, let's wrap up with
tomorrow going to be.
Yeah, what else do we expect tomorrow?
Okay, so tomorrow we have a telethon, graciously hosted by Channels Television. What it is about 3 hours of engagement.
Non-stop.
3 hours. Thank you, Channels TV. 3 hours of engagement, non-stop engagement. What people can expect to see, we will be unveiling the Gen Voices Charter. We will also have members of, leaders in government or in society, in business, who will be speaking about various issues that affect youth in Nigeria. We will also have opportunities for viewers to join the conversation. All of our social media platforms will be open and available. We'll have phone numbers. We'll have all sorts that are going on. We're hoping that this will be viewed by more than 25 million people, because we're also working in partnership with Ebony Live TV on DSTV that will also be showing it. We'll have a live link on our website so that people in different parts of the world can plug in. In Nigeria, we have about 25 chapters, in 25 states and about 10 countries, and so people will be watching from all over those places, and will be quite plugged in.
All right, Bunmi Otegbade is the spokesperson for Gen Voices. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
For those who are wondering how they can join, they should just tune in tomorrow. They'll see how they can join Gen Voices.
Absolutely, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay, there you have that. Well, that's it for today. Oh, wait a minute. Do we still have a comment or two? I guess not. Okay, I see the comments there. All right, that's it today. And for the week, as a matter of fact, we thank you all for letting us be a part of your week. We'll see you next time. I'm Chamberlain. So.
And I'm Bunmi Otegbade. Thank you and have a good weekend.
Well, many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede.